All right, Halos, welcome back. We just finished up the 13.24 patch notes, and in that they have Arena returning. So let's go. We're here once again with Drew, and we're going to kind of do a quick rundown of all the Arena changes and our thoughts on them, as well as we are recording this a little bit later than the patch release, so they got some mid-patch updates for Arena as well. So yeah, let's start her off. So I'm not going to read every little detail here, especially the descriptions, but sure, there's some puns in there. What's up, Drew, by the way?
Oh,
How's it going?
certainly. Hey, what's up? Not too much.
All right,
Happy
so
that Arena's back, though. Arena's pretty cool.
I know, I love it. And it's perfect time of year, too. Also, I'm missing All Stars already, so.
Mhm.
But there are a few actually other LCS, or not LCS, but like tournaments going on. There's actually like two or three of them,
Yes.
so you can check those out. Um, I think G2 played versus T1 actually in one of them. I don't know if you saw that, but
Yeah, I
it's
think
kind
in
of
like
crazy.
a Red Bull event or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. It's crazy. But anyways, Arena returns, so we got a huge amount of class and individual championship balance changes we're going to be going through, and hex gates have been added to all four arenas, so you can actually
Yep.
teleport across the map now. Of course, they got like the 8-second cooldown before anyone else can use it after someone has. It's kind of annoying though, so far for me. I don't use it as much, but I know a lot of other people are like running away from me in them, so it's helping them out pretty well. Um,
True.
yeah, death is not the end. After a delay, you can revive your dead teammate by standing on their body. And we removed Nafiri, Samira, Shaco, Viego, Lux, Evelyn, and Jin cameos. Which, by the way, um, I think there was a couple others that I don't remember, but Set is also here still, so they didn't remove him.
Yes.
And we've added the Silas and Thresh cameos, and I think there's still a couple others as well. Oh, Pike is still in there, I remember for sure. But
Yep,
yeah,
he
they
is.
got a
He
few
is.
different ones. Besides these ones that were removed, everyone's still in that was in the arena previously. And we've got 4 new items, 60 new augments, huge amount of augments, and then we got a lot of other gameplay updates. So hex gates have been added to each of the 4 rings of wrath. They work just like they do in Hextech Rift and Howling Abyss, and have a 7-second cooldown. Oh, okay. Thought it was 8, but I guess it's 7. Um, and the down state slash reviving. When a champion dies for the first time each round, they become down for 11 to 8 seconds based on the round number, after which they become revivable. If an ally stands near a revivable ally for 3 seconds, they are resurrected and healed by their ally for 150 plus 75 per level. And then revive duration is cumulative. If you spend 1 second near your downed ally, then leave and come back, they will only take 2 seconds to revive. So you can kind of leave them and come back if you need to, without having to reset the timer. Revive duration is decreased based on the reviver's heal and shield power, and also decreased based on how much less team health the reviver has than the enemy team.
Interesting.
So yeah, if you're like a support, right, you can definitely revive even quicker, which kind of makes
Yeah.
sense. If you like Lulu is alive and your Caitlyn dies or whatever, you can just go over there revive it real quick. Um, and you only get 1 revive per round, by the way. I don't know if it says that in here, but just mention that real fast. Um, when you are revived, you become invulnerable, untargetable, and unable to attack / cast for 0.75 seconds. You will also gain 30% damage reduction, 75% move speed, and 50% tenacity, decaying over 3 seconds, or 2.25 seconds after the invulnerability ends. And then in order to revive an ally, the ally must not be reviving with another effect or ability such as Zillion's R, Zack's passive, or Guardian Angel. You have any quick thoughts on this one? I
No, I
like it.
think it's a cool mechanic to add in. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah, it's really cool. I think it's a little broken sometimes, but I'm cool with it.
Yes. It is a little broken, especially with certain augments and stuff, but
True. Yeah.
the revive mechanic overall I think is a good addition
Yeah. For sure.
to
For sure.
the flow of the game. Yeah.
And then cameos. Following cameos have been removed. We already listed those earlier. Cameos have been added. Silas at the start of the round replaces Summoner Flea with a one-use random ultimate, so everyone gets an
Yep.
ultimate. And Thresh will occasionally throw out a lantern. The lantern continuously shields and can be selected to be pulled to Thresh.
The Silas one is fun, but sometimes it can be like super unbalanced. So it's definitely
Yeah,
interesting.
definitely, definitely.
Just depending on what ultimates like the four people get, your team could just be like completely out of luck in
Pretty
that round.
much,
But
pretty much.
you know, it's normally only one round, so I don't think it's the biggest deal.
Yeah, yeah, it's not too bad, but definitely pretty broken.
Yep.
um, I don't actually know how much it shields for or anything, but I haven't really noticed the shield very much. I noticed him like throwing the lantern out and you can pull it to him,
Yep.
pull it, yeah, whatever. But I haven't really noticed the shield very much. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, we got a few new items. You want to run these down real fast?
Yeah, if they added four new items, Sword of Blossoming Dawn, which is it's kind of an interesting item. It gives you AP, health, and heal and shield power, as well as a little bit of ability haste. Um, you can see you gain attack speed for every heal and shield power. On hit, heal the lowest ally near you. So yeah, interesting. It's kind of like a supportive on hit it damage item, so it's kind of unique in that sense. But
Yeah, but
um,
also heal and shield power.
yeah, exactly.
I
So it
don't
kind of
even know
feels like
who
an
would take
interesting.
this.
I'm thinking like
Ash or something? I don't
mm,
know.
Ash doesn't really feel. I was thinking like maybe Senna.
Okay, yeah, yeah, maybe, maybe.
Maybe I don't know. It's an interesting. I don't know too many that would. Maybe like a on hit Lulu, like someone like a Lulu that's going like attack speed on hit.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe
I
I
could
don't
see
know.
it.
It's interesting.
It is very interesting.
Perplexity. Yeah, perplexity. You're getting a nice chunk of ability power, some move speed, armor, and magic pen, and then you also get that giant slayer passive, which is cool. So kind of like a giant slayer option, but for AP users, which is
So much
nice.
penetration.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. The Hellfire Hatchet gives you just attack damage, lethality, omnivamp, and you get an on hit or damage an enemy with any active ability. You heal for 2% of the target's current health and apply a stack of burn that does what it says. It burns them for damage for 4 seconds. So um, nice. That's kind of more, I guess, like a bruisery item. And then
Yeah, I think so.
Wordless Promise. They're introducing a lot of like heal shield items. So this one, again,
Hmm.
nice little chunk of ability power. Uh, 15% heal and shield power, ability haste, and then you make a promise to an ally. And then the promise give 20% of your promised allies ability power. You gain 20% of your promised allies ability power, and you grant your promised ally 20% of your ability haste. So
You get ability power,
kind
you
of
give ability haste.
requires kind of requires like a bit of coordination, but in
Yeah.
theory, like if you're two ability powered type champions, your one person could really super index on building a lot of AP, and then the other could focus on building a lot of like haste, and then you could kind of like offset and like feed off of each other. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, true. True.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's all your new items, those four.
All right, yeah. Kind of interesting. I
Yeah.
feel like I would use this the most out of anything, but this is kind of
Agreed.
interesting. I wonder, like, it says on hit, so that means there's no cooldown, right? I feel like that would be
Yeah.
kind of busted, but I
It
don't know.
could be. Could be.
I guess it's not super large or anything, but still.
Especially because you gain attack speed from your heal and shield power.
Oh,
So in
you know
theory,
what?
like
This is straight up for Tarek, isn't
could be good for Tarek. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that'd be good for Tarek.
it?
Yep, that's a Tarek item.
All right, interesting.
Yep.
But yeah, all right. Once two augment updates. Once two champions possess the same augment, the augment is removed from the pool. Oh, that was so annoying. Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
played a game just a little bit earlier, and Riven and what was it? Yorick were on a team together, and they both got Goliath, and so now it's just gone from everyone else.
Yeah.
And then they're on the
Feels
same
good.
team. It was so crazy. But yeah, anyways, at least not everyone can have the same augment now, I suppose. But kind of crazy. 6 new augments have been added to the augment pool. While we could share them all here, more fun to explore enjoy exploring and experiencing them live. Look, have fun. So they don't really give you what they are, but we'll find them out, I guess, if you're playing the game.
Yeah. There
Um,
are some good ones, so I look forward to that.
yeah, for sure. I actually played Clothesline a couple times, which is like between you and your ally,
Hmm.
you deal damage if anyone's between you. Like a little like
Yep.
line or whatever. It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Um, per second. Anyways, queue changes. Maximum party size going from 2 players to now 4 players. And then it says when queuing with 3 players, the party will be given the option to select who will be matched with a random player.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and then rating restrictions. Players with the gladiator rating can only queue with other gladiator rated players. Was the old version. Now it's players with 8,100 rating or higher can only queue with one other player, and players must be within 1,000 rating of one another to queue together. And then private matchmaking. A full party of 8 players can queue together for an unrated game. There are no rating restrictions in private matches. And then rating system changes. Arena ratings from the initial launch have been reset, and all players will be getting a wood tier with 500 rating. Gold tier rating went from 3,200 to 3,300. Gladiator tier rating went from 3,800 to 4,000. And then general balance adjustments. Health bonus for melee champions is 200 to 700. Was 200 to 700 based on level. Now it's 50 to 900 for melee champions. So a lot less early, but a little bit more late. Um, and then health bonus from ranged champions went from what's also getting nerfed a little bit early, but stronger late. Was 300 to 800 based on hit level, and now it's 150 to 1150. And resist bonus for melee champions going from 4 to 8, now it's 8 to 36. And then armor MR bonus for ranged champions was 2 to 4, now it's 2 to 16. And then attack speed bonus for ranged champions was 20% at all levels, the bonus, and it's now removed. So yeah, ranged champions don't get that extra buff now.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, you want to
All right.
tag team this one? Start us off.
Yeah. Let's see. So Aatrox. So there's gonna be a bunch of these
Yeah.
as they try and like tweak the champions. I think they got a lot of good data from like the last run of Arena, so they kind of saw how champions behave in that like specific game mode. So
Yeah.
they did a lot of changes. So with Aatrox, they really focused on his E and his R. So his E, essentially, it's going to heal more. So the percent healing and then the empowered percent healing when he's alting are both up in terms of how much healing it does. And then the cooldown or the E recharge timer rather is down. So that feels good from a survivability. The healing he gets from his ultimate is also um, and then the bonus damage he gets from his ultimate is also up. So he's going to hit harder and heal more, especially when he's in his ultimate form, um, which I guess makes sense since he's going to be fighting a bunch. So that's what Aatrox is going on.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, take us away for a minute. I just got to step away for 2 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Let's do a couple more here. So Akali, health is up, so she's gonna get more health per level. Her Q damage is both going up and scaling more with AP and AD, so more damage on her Q. The ability haste from her W is now removed, and the cooldown on her W is down. So just a little healthier, does more damage from Akali. Akshan gives more health per level as well. He is getting more damage per level in terms of AD. And then the AD ratio scaling is also up. So just he's going to hit harder. And he really basically Akshan's just scaling better. So they upped his scaling by level. And see what our favorite supportive Cal has going on. Alistar. Ability haste on W is 0 now. Cooldown is up actually, so that's a bit of a nerf. Cooldown is up on his W. Ability haste from his R is 0, and then his R cooldown is also up, which I think that was a good change because H or Alistar was a bit nuts in Arena from last time, if I remember. So that R cooldown nerf is probably especially beneficial, I would say.
All right, back.
Um,
Sorry.
oh, welcome back. Yeah. Yeah. Ran through all the way up through Alistar. I think really the theme of a lot of these are since it's basically nonstop constant fighting, they're really tweaking champions with that in mind. But yeah,
Okay.
pretty much everyone got a buff except Alistar. They nerfed him. That's the theme so far.
Dang. Okay.
Aatrox, Akali, Akshan buffs, and then Alistar got a nerf. Um, so,
Okay. 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 All right. Okay. So Annie, damage dealt modifier was negative 5%. Now it's to 0%. Damage taken modifier it was plus 5%. Now it's to 0%. So it's just back to normal. Um,
yep.
Health growth is going down by about 10. Passive stun duration is down a little bit, just a tiny bit, and then Q damage is going down by 10 every level, and then or whatever, and then W damage is also going down by 10 early and looks like 30 late. And then the AP scaling on both of those have also been nerfed by 10%.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
All
We
right.
got some tiny changes. Yeah, slight changes for Ash as well. The damage is going up on the W, um, which that'll feel
Mm-hmm.
pretty good. Especially if she maxes that, she can spam it.
Yep.
Ratios are going up. The stun duration on her alt is also up, so that'll be pretty nice as well. And then the damage ratio, if she puts anything into AP, is significantly up as well. So that's interesting. Maybe a cooldown reduction AP variant Ashes in our future
Yeah, I
here
don't know
potentially.
exactly how many like R or ultimate like 200 ability haste augments there or anything like that, but
Yep.
that could be something if you wanted to go full AP Ash maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, potentially.
Bard passive chance for upgrade going from 5 to 4, and then passive AP ratio is from zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.5. Looks like so. Nothing
I
big
don't think
there.
I've ever seen a bard in arena, so interesting.
I feel like I did a couple times actually last time, but
Yeah, I
I don't
can't
think it was anything
remember.
crazy.
Blitzcrank is a he's pretty good in arena. Blitzcrank is a lot of fun. He's
Yeah.
strong, so he's getting a bit more tanky, more health per level. His Q ability haste is going back to what it normally is, no additional buff for arena or nerf, and then his cooldown on his Q is reduced pretty significantly.
Yeah, pretty
Actually,
big.
look at that,
Kind of
7
like that though.
seconds at rank one.
Yeah.
Um, it is good because I mean the old way you miss one Q and you're like, well, that's it. So now
Pretty
you can
much.
throw a couple. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I like that. Also, I don't know exactly the difference in that change. Like, I don't remember how much ability haste would change it, but 7 seconds here, so at all ranks pretty much or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's good.
Mhm. All right. Braum got health growth going up by 20 per level, and then attack speed growth up by 1%. And then W Braum bonuses. That's an interesting thing to say. Uh, the percentage as well as the base is going up. Looks like 20 late, and then W ally bonus resistances pretty much the same thing, but a little bit smaller of a percentage buff. And
Yes.
then oh yeah, sorry, Brer, go for it.
Look at Briar here. So this is why we lost when you played Briar because
Exactly.
they hit her with a bunch of nerfs. So as you can see, she
Come
gets
on,
less
right?
health per level. She gets less armor per level. Her damage on her Q is down. Her armor shred is down. Attack speed ratio is down. Her healing on her W is down. And her R damage also uh, deceptive. Actually, probably a buff, to be honest.
Probably.
Um, Probably a buff. Given the
Almost
items that you
certainly.
get in that game mode, it's almost certainly a buff. And then the R bonus MR armor is a nerf. So overall, other than giving her more damage on her R, is a nerf on
Wait,
everything.
her
So
R gives her bonus MR and armor? I didn't actually
I
know
think
that.
I think so to like try and help her survive when she like
Yeah.
flies in there. Yeah.
Dude, it gives so much stats. That's crazy. Okay, sorry. Um, Cassiopeia, health growth going down by 10. W ability haste back to regular, not any nerf for Cassio on Arena specifically. And then W cooldown going up a little bit actually, about 4 seconds at all ranks. R damage is getting nerfed by about 50 well, no, 50 early and then 100 late. And then the scaling is also going down by 10% of her AP as well.
Yep. Cho'Gath, just minor
No.
tweaks.
Sad.
So they remove kind of the ability haste like differences on the Q and the R,
Oh, but yeah,
but
they
they
did.
also
Oh,
reduced the cooldown on the Q and
so
R.
it's probably
So
good.
it's probably overall
Probably
good
better.
for
Yeah,
Cho'Gath.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I'd say so, right?
All right, cool. And then Corky is up next. We got base health um, going down by 5. Not anything crazy. Passive passive package damage per second. Forgot he gets package on this. Down by 100% bonus AD, a little bit AP as well, but the base is completely unchanged, the flat. And then W cooldown getting up by 3 seconds pretty much every rank, and then WAP ratio per second up by 20%. Okay, so more AP
Okay. Okay.
is good. E ability haste is going from negative 30 to 0, so back to regular. Our damage is going up, no, down. Down damage flat a little bit, and then also scaling a decent amount. Yeah, just AP and AD pretty much. So
Yeah. Not bad. Let's see. Draven,
with a
passive
nerf.
stacks per round, a big old nerf. Passive stacks per catch, also a big nerf. And our bonus damage 80 ratio. Not a giant nerf, but a nerf nonetheless. So just
Yeah.
nerfs all across the board for Draven.
All right. And then Evelyn's got Q health growth going up by 30, I think,
Mhm.
something like that. And then Q damage going up late, and the AP going up a bit, and then Q bonus damage on marked target is also going up a little bit. Okay, that's why she did so much damage yesterday.
Yep.
uh, W ability haste also going back to normal, so she doesn't get that extra, but her W cooldown is also a lot less now, so that's her charm, of course. And then uh, down by 2 seconds every level, basically. Our cooldown's also down by 30 seconds early, 20 seconds late, and then got Ezreal.
Ezreal. Let's see what our guy's got going on here. So he's got a little bit more passive attack speed per stack.
All right.
Ezreal has stacks?
Yeah, his passive gives him attack speed every time he hits an ability, up to 5
Mm,
times.
okay. Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
So there's that. Q80 ratio, slight buff. QAP ratio, also a slight buff. Upped the damage on the W. Uh, put his remove the bonus or the AP haste or the ability haste on his E. They remove the modifier, but they also reduce the cooldown on it, so probably good. Um, and then the ratios on his E and ratios on his R, the AP ratios are both buffed. So overall, uh, some nice damage buffs for Ezreal.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
And then Fiora, damage dealt modifier is going from negative 5% to back to 0. And then health growth going down by 10. AD growth also going down a little bit. Q damage going down for sure, decent amount. And the bonus 80% scaling as well. And then W ability haste also going back to 0 from negative 20. And then W cooldown is getting nerfed a little bit as well. Basically
Yeah.
just to make up for that, pretty much. And then Galio, it's your boy.
So yeah, Galio did not feel that good when I played him. But I think we just got unlucky. So
Probably.
he is tankier, gets more health per level. The W cooldown is down. The shield ratio is buffed on the W, and then he does a lot more damage on his heroic entrance, his ultimate. So overall, buffs across the board. So I think I
Nice.
just played him wrong in the game that we played because yeah,
I don't know. It was a pretty rough one to be honest, but
fair,
perhaps.
fair, fair, fair.
Um, yeah, Heimerdinger is up next. We got damage dealt modifier. Damage dealt modifier going from -5% to 0 again. Health growth going down. So making him squishier. His Q turret shot AP ratio is down by 10%. Turret beam AP ratio down by 10%. E ability haste is going from -30 to 0, and E cooldown is going from 11 to 15 seconds. Okay, so it's a stun. Yep.
Yep, yep,
Um,
yep.
yeah.
See, Alawi, these are nerfs, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. Yep.
Damage taken modifier, so that was like a thing they had put in place is neutralized, but she gets less health per level and less AD per level. So I think it's
Mm,
just an overall nerf
yeah, I think
for
so.
Alawi.
Ivern Q cooldown getting to be longer, so nerfed. E shield amount is also getting nerfed a little bit. E damage getting nerfed. E slow getting nerfed. Yep. Yep.
Yep, yep, yep. What do we got from Jax here? So Jax, it's looking like nerfs. So we got health down per level, 80 down per level, just slightly. The base damage on his W is down. The ability cooldown on his E is up. And the R passive damage and R active damage both are down. So just across the board, top to bottom, Jax will be a little bit weaker on Arena, which I think is fine because Jax was pretty good.
Yeah, I think
So
it's
I
pretty
feel like
strong.
I think this will just make him not like P, but I think he'll still be fine. But yeah, nerfs from top to bottom.
Yep, for sure. Jin, he got buffed somehow after he was very strong
Interesting
previously.
decision.
Yeah. Passive crit move speed attack speed ratio is twice as much as it was, so he gets a lot more move
He's
speed every. Um, wait,
yeah.
attack speed ratio. I think something like that. Either that
Yeah.
or it's more damage. One or the other. Um, and then Q base damage going up. Q80 ratio also going up. Uh, W base damage going up a little bit. W root duration going up a little bit. E slow amount going up by about 15%. R base damage going up by a lot of fours. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Uh, our AD ratio going up quite a bit. Our cooldown is also getting a buff as well. It's a lot
It's
less.
a giant buff.
Yeah,
Holy
very much. But he does have to root himself and like all that, so
true.
I think it's probably fine because I don't think people were really playing his ults at almost at all because
Yeah.
it was not very good to just lock yourself in place. But
Yep.
yep, alright, cool.
That's fair. Jinx is getting some buffs to a couple of her abilities. She's gonna scale faster, so more health and more AD per level. Her W is packing more damage and scaling a lot better with AD now. 200% scaling, so her W is going to hurt quite a bit now.
Yeah,
And then her R cooldown is reduced quite significantly as well. So nice buffs there from Jinx. I think she'll be able to get 2 ultimates off per like skirmish now, probably
quite possibly,
at
yeah.
higher ranks. Yeah, if
Especially get
it's
ability
30
haste.
seconds. Yep. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And then yeah, Kaisa health growth going down. She was pretty good last arena, so it makes sense to nerfing
Yeah.
her. AD growth down a little bit. Q of individual missile damage also going down, mostly in the scaling of bonus AD and AP.
Let's see.
Big one here.
We got yeah, we've got Callista. Callista, her AD ratio is going up on her Q. um, quite a bit. And that's all they're really doing to Callista. I think she can be good in Arena because her ult is pretty nice to have. So this should make her even stronger, I
Yeah, I
guess.
think situationally probably decent. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
Kale, passive damage, sorry, dealt damage modifier is going negative 55%, sorry, to 0. And then passive wave damage also getting nerfed a little bit on the AP scaling and the 8 bonus AD scaling. Clad's unchanged. Q slow percent, also going down decent amount actually. Um, and then W move speed is also going down, so you get a lot less move speed, quite a bit. And then E passive damage is getting halved early on the base damage, but just overall kind of nerfed pretty much. Makes sense. Our ability haste going from negative 100 to 0. Wow. And then our cooldown though is getting pretty much doubled. Not quite, but yeah, quite a lot more. So yeah, that's rough. Kind of makes sense though, I guess. Our base damage, you're only gonna be able to cast this once a fight, basically.
Yep, yep,
That
yep.
makes sense. Our base damage is going, um,
Up.
yeah, up by
Yeah.
100 early and then up by 150. So, nice little buff on the damage there. Makes sense, I think.
Yeah.
I think it'll
No,
be
it makes
decent.
sense, especially
But,
especially if you're gonna only be able to cast it once, you'll get more bang for your buck basically when you do
yeah,
cast
for
it. So
sure, for sure.
makes sense. Let's see what they're doing to Kane here. So Kane, they are negating the damage dealt and taken modifiers that they had in place. He's getting more orbs per round passively,
Mm,
so he'll hit form a bit quicker.
yep.
Um, let's see, his assassin form passive resets twice as fast, which is good because it's hard to be out of combat for a long time in
Mm-hmm.
arena. Um, his bonus magic damage in assassin form is also buffed. And then we've got some darken changes as well. So darken Q damage is down, and darken Q. Well, the scaling of target's max health is down, so that's a nerf to the damage. And then the Q damage is down as well. So those are both just damage, straight damage nerfs to his Q.
Mm-hmm.
In darken form, which I'm assuming is probably the more popular form in arena. So
I think.
these changes kind of make sense because you see here they're buffing assassin E cooldown
Yeah.
and movement speed, and then again they're nerfing the R, the alt for darken, and buffing the R for assassin. So overall, I think they're buffing assassin and nerfing darken in arena specifically.
All
That's
right.
what I'm seeing there.
And then Kha'Zix up next. Passive bonus AD ratio going up a little bit. Passive slow going up. Q evolved bonus cooldown refund on isolated target. The evolved version is a lot higher, so it's getting buffed.
Yeah.
Q base bonus AD ratio is getting buffed. W heal is getting buffed quite a bit, actually. Um, Kind of makes sense though, I think. E cooldown is also getting buffed, a lot shorter. And then our recast window is going from 12 to 18 seconds. That's, wait,
Okay. So that's like he casts it to go because I think you can cast it 3 times
yeah, but
when
the
it's
recast
evolved.
is like, it's like a second between you before you can cast it again, actually, like 2 seconds.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty quick. So
Yeah, that's weird. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, but
yeah.
okay. Um, our evolved stealth duration going from 2 to 3 seconds, and then our evolved cast going from 3 to 4. You get an extra one.
You know what the recast window is? That's like it's actually a buff. I realize now because it's basically you have 18 seconds to recast it before the
Oh,
ability ends.
yep. Okay, I see, I
Yep.
see.
So
Gotcha,
so
gotcha.
you used to have it's not how quick you could spam recast it. It's saying you have now 18 seconds before the ability just turns
Completely
off
timed
if you
out.
don't
Yeah,
interact with it. Yeah. Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. I had to
Okay.
think about that for a second, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Good job, good job.
Ooh, ooh, we got it. What are they doing to Kindred here? So 80 growth, so scales less if AD per level. The attack speed is down per level, and E damage is down as well.
Yeah.
2% missing health instead of 5% missing health, um, which is interesting. I feel like Kindred would potentially struggle because how do you get your marks? But yeah, I actually don't know how Kindred and the mark function on Arena.
I don't
So
know. You probably get it one
um,
each round, I'm guessing, or
maybe,
something.
yeah, that would make sense. But overall, a nerf to Kindred
Yeah.
in Arena. So there you go.
All right. Kog'Maw, damage dealt modifier going back to 0. So you did deal a lot less damage before, or a decent amount, I mean. 80 growth going down, so a bunch of nerfs on him. Attack speed growth going down. Q resist shred going down. Q AP ratio going up. Okay. E slow going down a little bit. E AP ratio, or down early, up late rather on the E slow. E AP ratio going up. R AP ratio going up. Okay.
Nice,
Um,
nice, nice.
Say what you'd be Mage Cog.
Cassante. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cassante is more health per level. His Q damage is up. Ability haste modifier removed, but the cooldown is down for E. And then the cooldown for R is also down a good amount. So maybe he can get 2 casts of that per fight, depending on ability haste that he gets through items. But
Hmm.
yeah, buffs for Cassante.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you got Kazante again. You went out an
Yep. I
arena.
always get Cassante. I don't know how you plan it, but I think I've
I
always,
just
no
looked
matter
before
what.
the patch notes. Yeah.
So that's a lot of planning.
Nah, 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 imagine. uh, LeBlanc getting health growth up. W ability H down, or not down, but it was. Anyways, yes, back to 0. Cooldown is
Yep.
going down a little bit to make up for that. Our ability haste also going back to more normal. She doesn't get a bonus amount of like a lower cooldown everywhere, basically.
Yep. Cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool. Lee Sin is getting more health, just right from the jump. Um, and also will get more health per level, so he'll be kind of a fair amount tankier, I think,
Yeah,
over time.
it's a decent
And it'll
amount.
definitely add up, especially with the shield value increase on the W. So he'll just overall be a lot more tanky.
Hmm.
And then Q is getting a cooldown reduction because they removed the ability haste modifier for Arena. So he'll be able to use Q a little bit quicker. And then, yeah, just tankier from top to bottom. So, yeah, I think that should feel pretty good for Lee Sin in these fights.
Yeah, I feel like that's actually a little bit of a nerf. I feel like that's not quite 30%
It
ability haste, but I'm not
could
sure.
be. I never remember if ability haste is like, because it's not, I don't think it's like a straight percentage. I forget how they
No,
calculate
it's
it, but
different. Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
like complicated. It's more complicated than a percentage, but
That's
yeah.
true. That's true. I could be wrong, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Lux health growth going up. Passive AP ratio going up. Q damage also going up in base and scaling. Q cooldown going down just by 1 second. W shield value also going up by base and AP scaling.
I think she was already fine, but okay.
Yeah,
She'll be more fine now.
it's probably okay.
Maokai, let's see. Maokai is getting cooldown reductions from spellcast or hits taken. Is a nerf, so he gets less cooldown reduction by a full second. And then the damage on his Q is down. So it's, well, but it's got better scaling. Interesting. I don't know.
If you build
Someone
AP,
really good at math will have to tell us, but I think it's a nerf. But if you go full AP, it could be a buff. That is
it
what I'll
is
say on
pretty
that.
big on the
Yeah.
base though. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I think you'd have to go like full AP to really make it a
Yeah,
buff. And then
probably.
the W cooldown is up. So I believe overall this is a nerf, but maybe some kind of
Yeah.
wacky full AP Maokai build could be crazy. I'm not sure.
Hmm. All right, Master Yi, you
You
got
never know.
80 growth going down quite a bit. Q damage going down decent amount as well, base and scaling, and then E base damage also going down the true damage by 10 every rank it looks like. So, all right,
Yup, yup, yup. MF, 80 growth up, health up per level. Q AP ratio is up a little bit. E AP ratio per second, remember, because it ticks, because it's multiple waves
yep, yep,
of bullet rain is up a lot, actually. And then R AP ratio per wave is up as well. So
okay,
AP MF viable. You heard it here
possibly good,
first.
possibly
Yep,
good.
yep, yep.
Neferi, health growth going up a little bit. Passive pack make bonus at 80 ratio going up. So a bunch of buffs here. Looks like Q first cast damage also up. Second cast minimum damage also up. Q bleed damage up a little bit. And then Q health heal rather up a bit. Our shield is also up. Pretty decent amount actually.
Yep, 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 yep. Some nice changes there. We got Nami. The AP ratio on her bubble is up quite a bit. The damage and the AP ratio on her W is up quite a bit. And the healing and AP ratio is up as well on her heal from the W as well. So just AP buffs for Nami. She can feel better about building AP items in Arena and still get a lot from it.
Yeah, for sure. Nautilus, health growth going up, passive per target cooldown going down a little bit. So that's also a buff. Uh, W
Yep,
shield
yep, yep.
amount also going up decent amount actually. Uh, W damage over time also going up just a little bit, kind of. But yeah, build AP, I guess. But unless you want to go full shield.
Full shield Nautilus. Let's go. Nunu and Willump. Can't forget Willump.
Yep.
The Q modifier that they put in for ability haste is gone, but the cooldown is reduced on the Q. And then the AP scaling on the W is up by 100%. So
Yeah.
there you
Wow.
go. Full AP Nunu is going to hurt that much more.
Yeah.
That much more.
To dodge that snowball.
Yeah.
All right. Orn, passive stat amplification per mythic upgraded. That goes up by 2%. Orn can now only get stat amplifications for upgrading a max of 2 mythics per game. If Orn or his teammate acquires the mythical augment, this cap will rise by 5. Oh, okay. Players can no longer buy another copy of the same mythic with mythical, excuse me, after upgrading the first one. Okay, so you can't do two of the same item now. No
Rats.
double Blade of the Rune King. Unfortunate.
Shoot. Okay. No fun. Um, Pantheon is tankier with his health per level going up. The cooldown is down ever so slightly on his Q, and the cooldown is significantly down on his R. Almost certainly at max rank with ability haste, he will get to cast that more than once if he wanted to
Yeah,
per
that's pretty
fight.
high.
So
It's cool, I guess.
yeah, there you go.
All right. Poppy. W is going up on cooldown. Pretty much the same as it was, I guess. But yeah.
Probably yeah.
E ability haste also going up in cooldown by a decent amount. Okay, wow, that's kind of high cooldowns actually for her.
Yeah.
But all right.
Nerfs, I think.
Yeah, definitely nerfs.
Uh,
Um,
our our guy Pike. I did try this guy in arena, and it did not go well. But I think that was not the fault of the champion, because as you can see here, he's getting more health per level, and he just has more health starting out. And the cooldown on his E, which is his like little dash where he stuns people, which is super important in arena, is also cooldown reduced. So
Hmm.
he should just be stronger across the board.
Pretty
I
much.
just must have not
Although
done
this
it
is ability haste
right.
for every ability, so it's a
Yeah,
little bit less. But I mean, I don't
you
think
know
it's
what?
too
That's probably what
crazy.
threw me off. That's why I didn't. Yeah, that's what threw me off. The
Yeah,
ability
the
haste
Q
per
cooldown was
everything.
a little bit longer actually. So there you go.
But I had the augment that made my cool down on my
Okay,
Q
then the
like one
W
second.
cooldown is a little longer than you
So yeah,
expected.
yeah,
Yep.
that's what it was. That's what
Yeah.
it was. The W cooldown. We got it. Yep.
Yep. All right. Kiana passive bonus AD ratio going up. Passive AP ratio going up. Q bonus movement, brush bonus movement rather, is doubled. Q river root duration is also doubled. E base damage going up. R cooldown going down. Yeah, it's just straight up buffs all across the board pretty much.
What is this mystery change for Quinn? Do you see that bullet? There's
Oh
nothing
yeah,
there.
that's what the heck.
All right,
Okay.
so Quinn has more health, more AD, and then the W cooldown. Whew, that's interesting. The cooldown's way down, but the ability haste modifier they put in was pretty big. So I'm not sure
Yeah,
how that shakes out.
I
And
don't
then the
know.
mystery buff, we don't actually know what that buff or nerf is, so just
I
mystery.
think that's a buff. But yeah, that's kind
I
of
think
interesting.
that's a buff. But that invisible one, we don't know what that could say. That could say anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So
She's
we'll
just the
have to.
best gun one in the game, I guess.
Yeah. Yep. 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 Yep.
uh, health growth up on Rammus. Q cooldown also down quite a bit. Uh, QAP ratio going up, and then R cooldown also going down quite a bit. So you could probably pass your R twice if you get some good ability haste in there.
Yeah, and it's right at I guess rank one. It's
Yeah,
I guess it's a flat cooldown, so unlike some of the other people, it'll be pretty low right from the jump. So
straight up,
that's
yeah.
nice. Rek'Sai is looking like Rek'Sai gets more health, more AD per level, and then the damage on the Q is up. Not only flat per level, but the scaling AD and scaling AP is up quite a bit as well. So, um, yeah, Rek'Sai will be putting out some deceptively high damage with the Q. Might catch
Yeah.
some people off guard, I would say.
Okay, okay. Nice. Especially the AP. What the heck?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a pretty big little buff there.
All right, nice. Renekton W cooldown is oh, it's burrowed also. That's interesting. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yep.
W cooldown on Renekton is going up. Thank goodness.
Yep, that's
uh,
good. That is good. Let's see. Rengar is getting a buff on the Q bonus damage. Is getting a buff on the empowered ratios for the Q as well. Is getting a buff on the W damage, pretty much every way as well. Yeah, every single way actually. AP ratio, flat damage, scaling, gray health, bonus damage. All the damage on the W is up.
yep,
And
yep.
then the cooldown and movement speed. Cooldown's lower and movement speed is higher on the R as well. So just buffs across the board for Rengar. There you go.
Yeah. All right. Samira got a super secret buff as well.
Ooh, another one.
And then AD growth going down a little bit, attack speed growth also going down, our base damage going down. Okay, so that's why I lost on it the other day.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yep. Yep. You didn't unlock the secret buff, and all the other ones were nerfs. So,
Yeah, pretty
yep.
much. And that's also a
Yep.
nerf, but yeah. No, just kidding.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's actually a secret nerf. Yep.
Yep, yep.
Sejuani will be tankier, more health, kind of significantly more health. So she'll stack some health pretty quickly with that change.
Yeah.
Cooldown is down for her Q, which is her dash, and the damage from it is up. And if she so chooses to build AP, the ratio on her dash for damage is up quite a bit from 60 to 110. And then the R cooldown is down quite a bit. So some pretty good buffs for Sejuani, especially to the alt and her AP scaling on the Q.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Wow.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Senna passive stacks per round was 6.25, now it's 7.5. She does get stacks per round.
Yep, there you go. What do we got with our Shaco? I'm noticing they're doing a lot of change. I think every stealth champion has gotten some sort of change in
Mm.
these this overview. So Shaco is getting more damage on his passive, just more AD ratio damage. Um, Cooldown is up for his Q, but the modified ability haste is gone. Um, the Q damage though is up, so it'll cast a little bit slower, but do a little bit more damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fear duration, what the heck is this? 0.5 to 0.5 minus.
No, 2-1.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
oh, okay,
scaling.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, it scales. It scales. We're
So
there.
it's
We're
even longer
there.
now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Great, great. Good, 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 good. More
Great.
fear duration, and at least the cooldown is longer. So there you go.
Yep, yep.
Probably just buffs to Shaco,
Pretty much,
is
yeah.
what I get from that. Yep.
Pretty much. Alright, Shyvana, damage health modifier has gone back to regular from being negative, and then health growth going down a bit, Q cooldown going up a bit, just nerfs across the board it looks like. W damage per tick rather, is going down base and scaling. And then E% health damage on hit is also going down by 0.5%.
Cool, cool, cool. Got Scion. What are they doing to Scion
A
here?
lot of
They are
stuff.
giving him, yeah, quite a few changes. So the stun on the Q knockup is up by a good little chunk, like 1 point, almost 2 seconds now on the Q stun. The Q AD ratio is up quite a bit. The Q, well, minimum and maximum, I guess, depending on how long you what like channel it. It's just
Yeah.
going to be more in both
Hmm.
cases. The stacking from the W is up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And the damage on the E, both the ratio and the base damage is up. And R is up as well. Minimum and maximum damage. Geez, that max damage at max rank is
Yeah.
quite a
It's a
bit.
lot.
It is quite a bit. If he hits a max range R at max, yeah, it's gonna hurt. So there you go.
Sivir Q80 ratio going from 80 to 100% was what it was, and now it's 90%, 90 to 130% ratio. So yeah,
Yep, yep, yep. Skarner, we actually saw a Skarner the other day.
yeah, it
Um,
was a lot of damage.
and he did a lot of damage. Yeah, his stun is down on his E, the
Hmm.
duration, but the Q damage, it's down, but the AP scaling is up by 10%. So
True.
it scales worse off of max health, but it does more off of AP. So I don't know if you can find a way to put AP into your build, it
Yeah.
might be good, but I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
I know the one
Talon.
we played did a lot of damage, so that's all
Yeah,
I
it was
know.
pretty good, but I mean, I think they just coordinated. It was the Hui, I think, too, right?
Oh,
I
true.
think it
So
was
true.
Hui
So true.
Skarner. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right.
True.
Talon passive bonus 80 ratio going up quite a bit actually. Wow, that's a lot. All right, and then
Yeah.
Q80 ratio going up a pretty decent amount. W slow also going up. W initial base damage going up. W return base damage going up. E wall cooldown going down quite a bit, which yeah makes sense. And then the R movement speed is going up quite a bit actually. Um, then our cooldown is also going down by a little bit as well. But
Think they're
late, it's the
buffing
same.
most of the stealth champions because they're not
Hmm.
as like oppressive on a small map because you don't
Yeah,
have to You're not like, oh,
Yeah, I
I wonder
guess.
where they are. It's like, oh, there they are. Found them.
True. Yeah,
So that makes sense, I
kind of makes
guess.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Tarek, what do they got with Tarek? E cooldown, which is the that's
Stun.
his stun.
Yep.
Yep, so that is, but the modified ability haste for arena is neutralized, so might be a wash, but it might also be a slight nerf, I think. It's we'd have to see, but um yeah, not too crazy for Tarek there.
All right.
Nothing too crazy.
And then Teemo, Q damage is going down a little bit in base and then 10% in AP ratio. The Q blind duration is also going down, which is nice. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, good. Good. Thresh, tankier per level with health growth there. His AP ratio on his hook is up quite a bit. Nice little
Yeah,
AP buff. Q
nice.
damage. The E passive, so his flay. Also kind of a nice little
Nice.
buff in terms of AD scaling. And then his R AP scaling is up ever so slightly as well, 30%.
All right.
So yeah, he'll deal a bit more damage.
Nice. Twisted Fate Q damage going up a little bit, and the AP ratio as well. EAP ratio is going down, and then that's on hit. And then E base damage is going up. Oh, okay. So the ratio is going down. The AP ratio is going down, but the base damage is going up quite a bit later.
Yep. What are they doing to the rat? The rat is Twitch here. He is less tanky in terms of health. He scales also less with just actual AD. So health and AD down per level. And attack speed down per level as well. So he's going to scale a little bit less. The AP ratios on his passive are up. The bonus damage for AD ratio per stack. So bonus damage on his E is like his like Ren basically. So it's down. AD is down slightly and AP is up slightly.
Hmm.
They basically like flip-flopped them. And then the bonus damage on the R is up. So mm,
AP rat back.
AP Rat might be back. Yeah, he might be back. We'd have to test it, but theoretically he could be back.
All right. Udyr is up next. He got Q maximum health AD ratio. What ratio is okay?
What are all these zeros? Get out of here. Zeros.
Okay, what?
How's
All
that
right.
even significant?
Yeah, I don't know. Q2 maximum delta AD ratio. Also down by a bunch of zeros. Actually, this one's not as small. That's actually a buff. Wait, no, that's a buff.
This has to be a typo. There's no way zero. Okay.
Okay. WFPL3 or AP ratio is going for 40, 60%. To be on hit, heal AP ratio going up. There's just a bunch of buffs, it looks like. Kind of. Not really.
Maybe.
A little bit. Just not on his Q.
Yeah.
Although, maybe. Anyways, our storm base damage going up. Our storm AP ratio also going up a little bit. That's interesting, though. Some numbers.
Sure. Weird. Urgot is getting less AD per level, less health per level, less armor per level. But with Firebrand, Heavy Hitter, Light 'em Up, and Angel of Retribution, now deal 50% damage during W. I assume those are going to be some of the
Some on
augments.
hit stuff, I think.
Yep,
Yeah.
on hit augments probably. So there you go.
Alright.
I think nerfs. I think just nerfs for Urgot is what I get
Yeah,
from that.
pretty much. Varus Q cooldown is going down. So yeah, it's up a lot quicker, and E bonus AD ratio is also going up quite a bit. So okay, cool.
Cool. Vayne, less health, less attack speed, and less AD per level.
Yep,
The bonus damage on the Q, um, which I think she gets after she tumbles, she does like more damage.
yep.
That is also nerfed a bit. And the bonus damage she receives from her R is also nerfed. Actually, quite a bit. The R nerf is pretty big, actually. So there you go. Vayne, I think, will just be weaker at most points. Pretty short.
All right. And then Volibear is getting some changes. Armor growth is nerfed. Passive on-hit AP ratio also nerfed. Q cooldown also nerfed. Q bonus AD ratio nerfed quite a lot. Literally halved. And then W health, sorry, W heal is yeah, definitely getting nerfed as well. It's not the end of the world, but it's alright. Um, E shield also getting nerfed a little bit. Not too bad, but it's definitely noticeable. E damage also getting nerfed as well. Yeah, yeah, pretty decent
Cool.
amount actually overall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Warwick. Warwick might just be no, that feels like a nerf even. So they reset the ability haste modifier on the E back to 0, but the cooldown is going up 3 seconds at all ranks.
Yeah,
So
it was
E,
definitely
I don't know, you
noticeable.
played Warwick recently. Did it
Yeah, it's
feel
fairly
slower?
noticeable. I mean, not like change
Okay.
noticeable, but like I
Yeah.
think definitely not as fun to
Sure.
not have your E as much up as much, but it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Makes sense.
All right, Wukong AD Q80 ratio going down a little bit, and then W ability haste also getting reset back to 0. And then the W
Nice.
cooldown is also getting nerfed a little bit, just a little bit, about 4 seconds each rank, and then our AD ratio per second is going down as well by a little bit as well. So yeah, just less overall damage pretty much.
True. Let's see. For Zaya, I'm noticing a lot of these like scaling AD carries. They're just having their scaling kind of gutted a bit. So
Yeah,
same with Zaya. Less AD, less health, and less attack speed per level. Cooldown on the Q at max rank is less. So it's 10 to 5 instead of 10 to 8. The bonus damage is a nerfed on her W. And then the damage on her rend, her like feather pullback, is also nerfed. So just nerfs up and down for Zaya from the
yeah,
looks of it.
that's fine I think, but yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
Xerath also looks like a health growth buff. W base damage also a buff. E minimum stun duration. Wow, that's a lot actually. Half a second
Yeah.
more, and then E maximum stun duration, uh, quarter of a second more, and then E cooldown also going down. Yeah, it's big buffs for Xerath actually.
Yeah. 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 Yorick, who I do remember was quite good in the previous iteration of Arena.
Pretty decent.
So Yorick, his ghouls, the AD ratio is down by a bit on his ghoul passive, and then the Maiden has 30% less health, which will make her a lot easier to deal with.
All right, nice, nice. I like it. Uh, Yumi QAP ratio going up a little bit, and then Q empowered AP ratio also going up a bit as well. W bonus heal and shield power is also going up. And then E shield amount is also going up a little bit as well. And then scales a little bit better as well.
Yeah, I think she needed buffs. No one, Yumi feels like she'd be bad in this game mode
Yeah,
potentially. So
I think so.
uh, that's probably good. Zed is getting buffs, it appears. So the base damage on the Q is up. The scaling AD ratio on the Q is up ever so slightly. Cooldown is down by 4 seconds on W. And then the damage amp on his uh, ultimate is up by 5% at all levels. So
Yep,
just more damage and a quicker cooldown on the W for Zed.
true, true. All right. Zig's health growth going up. Passive AP ratio also going up a bit. That's actually kind of nice.
Yeah.
No turrets on this game though, so oh well.
Yep.
Um, Q damage going up quite a bit. That's fine, I think. W ability haste getting reset from a positive modifier, and it's now, um, yeah, I mean, just pretty much made up for that. It's a lot lower cooldown, but I'm not sure exactly the difference. Um, and then our damage unempowered is getting buffed a tiny bit, and then our damage empowered is getting buffed a good chunk. Yeah,
Yep. And then last but not least for the champions in Arena, we have Zoe. Uh, and just a little simple change here. More health per level. Little slight buff. She'll be a little bit tankier, especially as the game progresses. And that's Zoe.
yeah, for sure. All right, we got a bunch of changes on the items, but I actually have to go for a little bit.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think we'll either clip like snap it together like this part and then the other recording if we do another one. Otherwise, we'll just stop here for now and then come back to it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, though.
Otherwise, just figure out the items yourself. We can't
Yeah,
do it all for
exactly.
you.
I mean, just check out the patch notes, bro. Come on. All right, catch you guys in a bit.